All right, everybody, welcome again. The Metal Block. We are coming at you with another awesome episode. And don't forget, before we go any further, though, check out all the ats. We got the Twitter, the TikTok, the X, Instagram, Facebook,
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. And actually, Twitter X, I guess those are the same thing. I didn't mean to say those twice, but
Twitter,
it happens.
Triple X,
And so,
OnlyFans.
oh man. Well, so you guys can see we're gonna have a lot of fun today. So like and subscribe, or don't. Send us an email. Tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what you like. metalblocktalks@gmail.com. So boom, exciting episode. We're coming at you again with another interview. We love doing it. We can't stop. We're talking to awesome musicians, awesome bands, and just getting to know a little bit more about what they do every day to create the music that you and I listen to and love so much. So we have Tyler with us today. Tyler from Greybush.
What's up? Woo! Woo! Hell yeah.
Tyler,
what's up, guys?
Thanks for joining us, man. And you know what? We might have a surprise guest crash the party later. I think I heard something.
Maybe. We'll see.
Well, cool. Well, Tyler, we cannot wait to get started. We're so excited. Brutal Brando, Scary Greg here with us as usual. And I think Greg's going to take the horn to begin with and kick this thing off. So, Greg, let's get to talking.
Yo. All right, Tyler, first and foremost, where are you from?
I'm from Sacramento, California. Capital city. What's up? City of trees, all that fun stuff. But currently I live in central Missouri.
Cool. So, Greybush is in Humboldt County?
Yeah.
So how did you end up? Well, I guess we'll get more into how you met them and how that works out here in a little bit. But yeah. So you grew up. How old were you when you moved over to where you are now?
I just moved over here a few years ago after the pandemic, just to kind of get out of the state that's run by a Batman villain.
Cool.
And
so,
live a more easy life.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. So were you say Sacramento, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Were you there up until the pandemic?
I was born and raised there. I watched Papa Roach claim our city as their own as they became famous. I got to see the Deftones play as a local band when I was in single digit ages. Sacramento through and through.
Kind of my next question was how was the scene growing up? I guess out in Sacramento had been pretty kick ass.
It was amazing. It's still pretty good to this day. I mean, I don't get to see it as much as I used to, not living there a few years, but I have nothing but love for that scene. You guys know Ryan from Body of Filth. That's where I met him. And there's just great bands that have come from there, great bands that are there now. I love Sacramento. It's in my blood.
Yeah, hell yeah. I know Gabe Sieber. I'm sure you know him.
Yeah. Me and Gabe go way back. Gabe, I saw his first band play, one of their first shows. I've known Gabe since he was in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. I did photography for Decrepit Birth on the bloodletting when Bill broke his leg and all that shit. So I flew out there and we did a week of shows before the tour started. But we stopped at Gabe's house and all that, so it was cool to see their world and all that. But yeah, I've known Gabe for just probably 10 or 15 years, just in the 25 bands that he's been in, they'll come and crash and stay at my house in Oklahoma type stuff. But you said Sacramento, I thought about Gabe and the venues around there and the KC brand and all the scene right there is really strong, really strong scene for sure.
Great musicians, especially what you're talking about, drummers, man. Even bands like Journal has Justin Vetton.
Mm-hmm.
He's also in Wastewalker that, has members from Conducting from the Grave.
John Abernathy.
Or as I like to call him, Abernasty. Me and that dude go way back. I've watched that dude throw up on the streets of San Francisco.
Nice. That's fucking badass, man. Well, how'd you get into playing metal back then?
Well, we're talking about Sacramento having a good scene. As a teenager, that was the thing to do. Take a gas station, no sleep trucker pills, and then go and tweak out at a metal show.
Absolutely.
Sneak in some Steel Reserve tall cans and some fucking Bacardi 151 like a real 15-year-old should.
Yeah. See, in
And-
Oklahoma, it was Downers, but the same Steel Reserve and 151. But it was the Midwest, so it was Downers instead of the gas station pills.
Oh man,
That's so funny. I remember sneaking 40s in, like in my Jinkos. Like we were
Jinkos.
wearing these big
100%,
Jinkos,
yeah.
and the
We're all
legs
like
were big
late
enough.
30s, huh? Is that what we're all about aged?
Well, so I'm
39.
actually, I'm 40. I just turned 41. So yeah, we're all still kind of right there though. We remember like Ninja Turtles and Ghostbusters, like that kind of
class
stuff.
of 2000 to 2004 in this chat.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
2003.
Yep.
Yeah, me too,
Oh,
right here.
myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy, who should be joining us, maybe. I don't know if I just spoiled the surprise. I'm a cunt. He's also class of 2003. Like we're
That's
all
awesome, man.
But
But
the other guys in our
of-
band, they're all old fucks.
Most of the people we talk to on the show are about our age or pretty close to it. I mean, I would say that, a little bit younger than myself, but still kind of right there.
Yeah. Well, we're all at that age when going to a show as a teenager was the thing to do. Now it seems like teenagers go, but not as many. It's not like the thing. It's like the weird teenagers go and do that. But those are the cool teenagers
Right.
from what I've met. Like we always enjoy an all ages show because the kids are always a little more fun. They like to bump into each other more and stuff and start some
They'll get
pits.
into it. They'll lose their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's kind of cool is I was thinking about this, the other day, and I've even told people this before. I'm like, yeah, whenever we were kids, we were like writing music and going and playing shows and going and watching shows. Like we just wanted to be in a band and we were trying to make this whole band thing work. And I mean, we're talking like 16, 17, 18, all the way into college plus, that's where like all of us kind of got together. Brandon and I a little bit earlier, but we met Greg in college. And so, it was always like metal and music and how do we, do that and how do we get to travel around and really just talk and interact with musicians and it's kind of different, like with me having kids and I see that they don't really want to get out and do that kind of stuff. And I'm always like, hey, let's go to a show. And they're all like, you mean stand up the whole time? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like,
Yeah. I think my daughter, like, if there's anything that I want her to actually think is cool, I'm gonna have to pretend that I hate it because anything that I'm like, hey, you should check this out, it's cool. She's like, okay, old man. And I'm like really cool. Like, you don't understand. Your friends think I'm really cool. I don't know why you don't think I'm cool, but your friends think I'm cool. Just think I'm cool. Damn it.
I'm cool. It's
So
like Randy
cool.
from South Park. He's like, so are we friends?
I fully have like a weird Randy Stan relationship, though I have a daughter, not a son, but like 100%. She actually is kind of cool and like just cold shoulders me all the time. I'm just like, you don't even understand. I go back to California and people like ask for my autograph, okay? Jeez.
Like your dad is cool.
I show her like
that's
videos
awesome.
from shows. I'm like, see, there's people watching us. She's like, whatever. I bet they're all old too.
So.
Well, on that note, what are some of your influences and inspirations? Like, what bands do you really take your inspiration from?
So my personal, like the dude that made me want to be a singer in a band, besides like seeing local bands as a teenager, was when Clients came out by the Red Chord. That album hit me in a profound way, where it's just like, this is like death metal, but this guy isn't vomiting into the microphone. Like you can kind of like hear what he's saying. He sounds tough and pissed and stuff in a way that like I'd only heard in hardcore bands before, but at the same time, like hardcore resonated with me to a point, but not in the way that like death metal had musically. And it was just like hearing a band really congeal the two styles so perfectly for the first time, really, because we have deathcore bands now, but like they all owe their roses to fucking the Red Chord, because that's the band that started that shit. So Guy from the Red Chord is my dude. That guy he's to blame for anything I've done. So if anybody doesn't like it, go to him.
There you go. Yeah, I've been seeing them getting more active lately. I've been seeing them on TikTok, posting and playing a lot of shows.
I love it. I need to go see one of them because that's my favorite band. Like, they've never let me down on any record they've made. Yeah, all the side projects that Gunface does, like Umba Vice and stuff like that, are amazing. I'm all in on anything the Red Chord does.
Dude, they're
hell
super
yeah.
solid.
So, but
Yeah, I hope
they
they
haven't
tour.
been. Yeah, yeah. I was
That'd
gonna
be
say they
great.
haven't actually been touring though, have they? It's been like festivals shows that they've
Yeah,
been
And that's what
playing.
it
same
seems
thing that
like.
like All
Yeah.
Shall Perish has been doing.
Yeah.
Another band
Right.
and
Right.
another like vocalist that really influenced me, especially early on, was Brandon Shapetti from Bleeding Through.
Oh,
I even
hell
got
yeah,
the
dude.
opportunity to play with them when they got back together back in like 2018. And that was like the best experience to like be on the same stage with like my
Dude,
hero when I was a
I got to
teenager and
open
shit.
with I got to open with as Bleeding Through, As Blood Runs Black, The Acacia Strain, and Impending
Hell
Doom,
yeah.
and that shit like changed my fucking life. It was like sold the fuck out. We're the only local on it, and it was like they were letting people in. I still feels like a movie. They're letting people in. It's just like place felt like it was exploding. But yeah, Bleeding Through, dude, that was a big band for me growing up, man. Like This Is Love, This Is Murder has changed my shit, dude. Like that album, and even then Portrait of a Goddess, isn't that what it was?
The one
Yeah,
before,
like their older stuff, dude. Once I started digging more into it, damn, I was heavy into them for a long time, and their resurgence has been really cool to see.
yeah, it was like I said, it was amazing to open. Well, we didn't even open for him actually. There was other bands on the tour. We played between because we had this. The band that I was in was called Princess Kitten, and we had
Okay.
this like really good following at the time. So we got to like play support
Oh,
and
sick.
play like right before the Hood. So it was like us, the Hoods, and Bleeding Through with like a few bands before.
Dope.
I don't know if you see this banner behind me. Actually, let me grab something. So, me and Tommy from Greybush were in this band Princess Kitten where we would put on masks, and I was this unicorn, and he was a sloth.
Nice.
That's awesome.
We had
Awesome,
like this
man.
whole like backstory and theme going, so we got this whole backdrop that I still have up in my little goon cave, as I like to call it.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
But that band had a really good following. It was with Eloy Montez from Flub.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Yeah, we
He's a
we had some
talented,
good
talented
times.
musician for sure.
Yeah, I love that dude.
The Flub's done, but with the whole crazy fucking Michael deal that came out of nowhere. But like, I hope Eloy gets back into it. I mean, I know Jared's busy as hell.
Oh
but
yeah. Well, he still sends me tracks for Princess Kitten, so we might do something. We've been
you
working
should,
with
man. People are
yeah, we've been working with Justin from Wastewalker as well.
cool.
So hopefully we'll
People
do
would
something.
dig that, man.
Oh yeah.
I keep seeing on Facebook, like, people saying how bad they want to see Eloy play on something or just make another, project or whatever, just because it sucked so bad how Flub fell out. Like, overnight, band was done,
Yeah.
That's how it goes
He
sometimes.
actually was going to go on tour with Greybush, but we some stuff went down. We weren't able to do that tour over the summer. So
Right.
he's been a little upset with us because he was all ready to go out on the road, and we pulled the rug out from under him.
I can see why, I guess. So are you still in that band, Princess Kitten, or not? Is that
It's
chilled
one of
out
those
for
things
now?
that's always in flux. Like, with me living out here, we never know if we're going to be able to do something. But if like one of us gets a squirrely bug up our ass and we want to like get everybody in line to start doing something, we played a show last year in 2023, just for shits and giggles out in Sacramento. I was going out there for something else, and so we put together a little thing and got together, and it was a blast to play those songs together and wear those stupid costumes again, and hopefully
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
do it again soon.
Sick, man.
Out on stage, what's it like wearing those things?
Oh, it's incredibly terrible. I'm pretty sure the first time I did it, I was on the verge of a fucking heart attack.
Oh my gosh.
And also, you get weird messages afterwards from like perverts and their sex stuff with costumes and shit.
Oh, fuck yeah. I bet you
I bet
do,
that
man.
makes it fun. Yeah, because nowadays with the internet, man, everybody comes out of the woodworks, and
Oh yeah.
anybody who's got a thing, they're gonna.
Oh, there's definitely horse fetishes, for sure.
Well, we fully
Yeah.
had to like lean into it when it started happening, because if you try and fight it or deny it,
Oh,
then
they'll
it
call
just
you a
seems
bigot.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking yeah. You just
You
gotta
just
act like
lean
you're
into
super.
it and make a joke out of it.
Yeah, 100%. So your main band obviously is Greybush that you focus on. How often
100%.
do you how like when did you join that band? Was it when you still lived in California? And how do you get to go out there often and see those guys?
Yeah. We got together around 2019, late 2018. I started jamming with the dudes out in Humboldt when I was still living in California. My our guitar player Jake, he's actually my best friend from high school's older brother, and that's how I know him. And after college to go to university, my buddy Izzy moved back to Humboldt where his brother lives. And so when I'd go and visit him, I'd get to see his brother more. He was in a band back in the day when I was in a band called Awaiting the Apocalypse. We used to tour together, so we got like a lot of history. And then Tommy ended up joining Awaiting the Apocalypse in like the later years, while Jake wasn't really active in a band. And after some stuff went down, our guitar player passed away in Awaiting the Apocalypse. That's when Jake approached me about starting a project that at the time he had going was called Downcipher. But I, to be honest, was not a fan of the name. We had some liquor fueled arguments that got maybe a little too heated. Nearly coming to blows and stuff over a band name, which is kind of dumb in retrospect, but
Shows you're passionate.
I always called the band Greybush because they're all like 10 years older than me. The three guys that were going in the band at the time. And so like, it was a reference to Grandma's Boy. And
I was actually wondering that because that's the reference for me that I'm like, anytime I hear that, I think about that movie, I mean, I think we were in college whenever that came out. And so that was a funny movie.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I definitely have some Swartzen energy, not gonna lie. But we're all dudes that know that movie through and through and literally can like quote it on an entire like 2-hour car trip between cities. We'll almost speak only in movie quotes at times. And
I hate your
one
face.
Of the movies, yeah. Please sit on my face. Yeah, so it just was like, I don't know, for me it was the appropriate name for the band. I pushed it. I got somebody to make a logo and I'm like, look how cool this logo looks, and I really had to sell Jake on it. The other guys were pretty liquid with whatever, but he was pretty like, I don't want my band's name to be a joke. And I'm like, but the best band's names are jokes. Let's look at Korn, that's about poop. And let's look at Mudvayne, that's about poop. Let's look at Limp Bizkit, that's about cum on a cookie. Like all the best band names from the 90s were jokes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I didn't even think of it that way, but you made a very compelling case there.
I did, yeah, no, and I had to sell this, this very like stern, not gonna like budge on his opinion, and like I respect the dude for it. He's definitely a guy that stands up for what he believes in, and he didn't believe in that, but then like I had to sell my case, and then I had to prove it to him, and then like people would like hear about the name change after I joined the band, and they're like, Greybush, nice, and he's like, fuck.
You don't even have to say anything. You just have to look over at him every time they say it.
Yeah.
Gotta give him a wink.
Yeah. He's moved on to the point where now he's proud of it, but it took a while.
The logo looks totally metal though. So I think you're right. Like once you kind of see it written out, like you don't even think twice about what you're about to get into. I mean, actually, it's not like there's no predictability behind it, but you're about to watch or listen to something that's metal.
Yeah. Especially with the logo. Like if you just hear the name, it could be anything. You could be getting into some like Jerry Garcia fucking Grateful Dead sounding shit. You can be getting into some old punk rockers playing folk. You never know what you're getting into when you have a band name like Greybush. But with that logo, it definitely looks like it's gonna have some distortion in the guitars.
For sure.
Where in Humboldt are you talking about, or does everybody live at?
They live around Arcata and McKinleyville. Jake and Simon are guitarist and drummer. And then Tommy, our bass player, he actually lives in Sacramento.
Cool.
He's still holding it down in the hood.
I spent like 5 months in Arcata and lost my fucking mind in 2006.
Oh wow, yeah. There's a lot of stuff to lose your mind out there. I spent quite a bit of time.
These guys were living in Norman when I left, and then came back, and then did some very few mistakes, you could say, after I got back into town. But that's part of growing up and all that. So I had to ask.
Yeah.
You guys got any shows planned or any tours planned?
Right now, the only show we have planned is in Vegas sometime in April. Body of Filth is working on that. We don't have an exact date yet, but I think it's in the first or second weekend of April. And then, we're probably going to do a real decent tour this summer. I think we want to go through like Texas and Missouri. We want to hit my current stomping grounds. And then we always want to go back through Utah and Washington. Like, we have a lot of fun in all those places. It'd be great to get a little further east than we've gotten, like get out to Tennessee or get up to Chicago would be really cool. But we got stuff we got irons in the fire, just nothing that we can talk about right now. What we do have going right now actually is we're working on a single and a music video.
Let's hear about the new music video that you sent us tonight.
You were talking about that. You should tell us more about, like, what's the song called?
Well, the song is called Palace of Doom, and it's about Saddam Hussein's time as basically a torture artist for Iraq before he was a tyrant. He had a place where he would take his dissidents and enemies of the state and get quote unquote information from, but things would just go overboard. It's actually, I heard about it from a podcast called Time Suck with Dan Cummings. He's a comedian that does like research podcasts, and he goes deep, like real deep, like dark, real fucked up deep. It's not the first time that podcast has influenced a song for me either. Like, we did a song about Ed Kemper called Roadneck, where, a feature of Ed Kemper's MO was to have sex with decapitated heads in the neck hole, like this way. So Roadneck. The moon just dropped.
Yeah, it just got real quiet.
Whoa!
Got real quiet.
You could feel you could feel the heaviness.
Oh my god! Right? Oh my god! I gotta lighten it a little bit. So let me get back to Saddam Hussein putting like holes in any parts of a body with a drill.
That's on your.
It's all metal. It's dark,
right?
No. What'd you say, Brandon?
I was asking the Roadneck. That's on the EP, right, from 2022.
Yeah, that's the old EP. That's from This Is Punishment. That was the first one we did a music video for. We really like doing music videos. So with this new one, what we did differently is this one's like fully like farm to table. Like we've done every aspect ourselves. We actually, like, from doing, like 6 music videos at this point now, have like learned a lot from watching the people that have filmed us before. And we're like, we got equipment, we can just do this. So in this newest video, instead of like, having like a whole band shot, we shot everything separately. But outside of that, we made everything ourselves. We like put together a set ourselves in a warehouse, did all like, cinematography and whatnot ourselves. And I don't want to be too proud, but like, I think we did a pretty good job for like just amateur filmmakers in our first music video being shot on our own. So we're like really stoked about the entire process.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love hearing about how bands nowadays can just take, what they've learned and then start applying it to, how they want to do it. And a lot of times they're able to even like tweak that Rubik's Cube just a little bit, right? So that they can get a better mix of what they're actually trying to find. Because, all we're trying to do is like take what's in here in our head and put it out there for people to be able to hear. And sometimes, like the creativity of others helps blossom that into something that's, even beyond what we originally had thought.
Yeah.
But, ultimately we're at least trying to tell the story or get the idea across or the framework or whatever that we were originally thinking.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to hear how bands can, kind of take that power into their own hand.
Yeah.
And say, you know what, we're gonna try this on our own. And then that's how like some of the greatest videos, and I mean even outside of, like music, but some of the greatest films have been somebody just picking up a camera for the first time and saying, I'm going to try to do this on my own,
The Kevin Smith of it,
Exactly, man. I love it. That's good stuff.
Well, before I even had written lyrics for the song, they had sent me the track, because our whole method of writing music is Jake, our guitar player, will do a bulk of the writing. He works with Tommy, our bass player, and he still works with our old guitar player, James. He doesn't want to tour anymore, but he still is like involved with the band. He helped us film the video and everything. So James is still my homie, that's...
I was going to say, so that's the reason why he's still your homie.
Yeah. That actually started out as a joke name. We never thought he was going to leave the band, but then he left the band like shortly after we released the record. And it just kind of is pretty funny now that James is still my homie. And like I said, he just left in the performance aspect. He's still involved. He helps with artwork and stuff. He's a tattoo artist. So like he's very busy with work and, personal life and whatnot, and trying to like get people to like pick up your life and put it on pause for 2 weeks at a time so that you can go and play in front of either 10 or 200 people, who knows, each night. And it becomes stressful, usually those nights are a little offset, more of those 10 to 20 nights than you get the couple hundred nights, but every tour usually has like a night that's really like, fuck yeah, that was worth it. But in the long run, it was rough on him. But with the video, before I even wrote lyrics or anything, they had sent me the track, and that's how we usually work. They track something out there like a demo, and then I'll do my demo version of vocals, and we'll get everything mapped out and planned so that when I go out to California again, we can, get in the real studio and get everything lined up nice and pretty. So when I just had the music, I went around my property here in Missouri and I just filmed a bunch of spiders, because there's fucking spiders everywhere in this bitch. Like all over the place. Crazy fucking freaky looking 8-legged freaks. It's awesome. My daughter and wife hate it, but I think it's the coolest shit, because spiders kill other bugs. So they're cool in my book. But I put together a bunch of footage, and then I did like this like silhouette shot of myself in my basement. And I made like a proof of concept, like a 1.5 minute long proof of concept of like, hey, you guys, this would be cool for a music video. And, threw a bunch of like filter effects on it and tried to make it look like a horror movie from like the 80s or 90s. And yeah, that's kind of what we shot for when we got together and did it. And we got the shots we wanted. And our boy Simon, our drummer, he's been an absolute mastermind with editing lately, especially with music, but like working a lot with video as well. So this is actually the second video that he's edited for us. The other one he did was Heartburn, which is like the lyric video that we had from our last record. Yeah. He's
hell yeah,
killing
and
it.
His drums, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean, his drums are
of course
like
drums.
off the. Oh my gosh! Like that was the drums stood out to me so much in you guys' album, and I couldn't even believe it. To me, like metal isn't anything without the drums, and actually, I think metal drumming makes so many other genres of music better. If you like just. Man, it'd be really cool if some metal drums were like over this right now. I mean, anyways, the drums are just something that you notice if they're not there, and you notice whenever they're really good or whenever they're really bad. And one of the things that stood out was, how good Simon, did at, making sure to put his craft out there for others to hear. It was great. I love it.
Oh yeah, man. If you hear like our first EP to our last EP, he's come leaps and strides. That guy, and he's always been a good drummer, but he's like working his way to becoming like a great drummer. He gets exposed, since we've been playing so many shows, to so many good drummers, and it motivates him, and it puts a fire in his ass to like want to be better, and he's doing it. He puts in the work, like and he's an older guy too. He's getting up near that big 5-0. He's like, it's not as easy as we just saw with this Tyson Paul fight. When you get older, shit's not as fucking easy to do, and he's putting in the work to be as good as he can be, and he's killing it. Like that's my boy right there. I love Simon.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Hell yeah. Kind of a random question. If you could see any band that Greybush could tour with, who would it be?
Well,
like, what's your guys' dream tour?
Tour with like Lamb of God, because I feel like that's the kind of crowd that would appreciate the kind of music we're playing, or like Hatebreed, like bands like
Yeah, hell yeah.
Some that's
Zoomy
like
just
not
saw
too
Hatebreed.
far up the middle, but kind of close to the middle.
Right.
Little.
Man, Hatebreed would be great, because they're kind of like, kings of the genre, especially kind of the crossover, which is like what you guys are, doing yourself. And
exactly,
so, I saw them just recently on their, I think it was like 30-year tour. And man, it was great. It was actually kind of a weird show because you had like Hatebreed and Crypto. We talked about this before. But okay, it was like Hatebreed, it was Crypto and Carcass.
Carcass,
and,
I was gonna say Carcass was on that one. Whitechapel, right?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't Whitechapel. Whitechapel just came through with Lorna Shore. Sorry.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember. There's one more band, and it's slipping my mind right now, and I can't believe it. We lost Brandon, but he'll be back. But anyways, yeah, Hatebreed, that would be a great band. Cool to throw their name out there because you get those guys like at this point in their career, and especially if you've seen them live, even more so recently. That's what they're all about. They're all about just supporting other bands and, and being out there and having a good time. And those guys, they look like they're having a good time whenever they're on stage.
That's like the first place I heard of like 200 or 2,000 200 stab wounds. Yeah, it's 200 stab wounds.
200 stab wounds.
They were on tour with Hatebreed, and that's when I checked that band out the first time. Another band, like a younger band that's kind of getting their flowers right now is Escuela Grind. We got to play with that crew in Spokane last year, or 2022 maybe. But they were awesome. Like, we'd love to tour with that band again because they were the shit.
That's cool. They're pretty wild out there too, man. I've seen some of those videos, and I'm like, those shows look nuts.
They got energy for sure. They were an awesome band to play with. We had a great time playing with them. So that's a band that I would love to be with every night. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sick. Those are killer choices. Yeah, that would be for anyone to tour with Hatebreed would be like life changing, monumental bucket list type shit.
I just want to hang out with them. That'd be cool. Just hang out with them.
Yeah, Josta's like a big movie nerd. I'm a fucking crazy movie nerd. Like I could get into it with that dude for days, especially about anything sci-fi wise. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Look at all the X-Files episodes you guys could talk about.
Shit. You got any good shows you want to attend this year at all? Any good tours lined up or that you want to go to just as a fan?
Man, what I just saw one, but I wasn't sure if it was coming through my area. All Shall Perish has been playing a bunch of shows. Mm-hmm. And I think that they might be like down for like small tours or something. So you guys were talking about like bucket list bands to tour with. Like I've played a couple shows with that band, but that's one of the bands that changed the game. I was already like in the throes of like 5 years deep in playing shows in a metal scene. Like that band like changed the direction of the metal scene at the time. So that's a band that I would I would love to see them again with their new old lineup, bringing Ben back in the fold. And we actually get our merchandise from Ben. So like we have an in with him. Like I really am going to manifest. I'm like right here. I'm saying it for the public to hear. All Shall Perish. We're going to play with you. We're going to fucking play with you. We're going to play with you. That doesn't sound right. We're gonna play with you in 2025. We're gonna play with you until we're gonna make you come to Humboldt. Gotta make sure to stay to Humboldt. We're gonna make you come. So
oh shit, that scared that shit out of me. Holy shit!
Look at that sweet ass. Fuck yeah.
That scared the shit out
I'm
of
no
me.
longer the
I
weirdest
totally
person
just
in the
boofed.
chat.
And I totally just boofed. Boofing, entering the chat.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes. And with style.
Yeah, absolutely. So please fill me in. What did I miss? I'm sorry, dudes.
I was
No,
just
you're
getting
good,
real
man.
serious about manifesting All Shall Perish to play with Greybush in 2025. I was like, Tommy, I said it like this, Tommy. I said it like this. I was like, we're going to play with you. We're going to make you come to Humboldt.
I've
So
heard
hard.
similar things. Yeah.
So hard.
Hang on. So wait.
I
So
was-
hang.
I was
shit,
blushing.
shit. I'm the fifth one in. I gotta arrange myself here. I can't even see you. So let's do introductions because I'm late to this. I'm sorry, dudes.
No, that's cool, man. I'm Greg.
Zoomy.
What's up,
Down here.
Greg?
What's up,
Brando,
man?
right here. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, bro?
I'm Tyler. They call me
Oh, shut the
Lance.
fuck up, Lance. You Lance. You're just a Lance. Yeah.
Where are
I don't
you
need
at,
to see
Tommy?
Lance's face. I'm in SAC right now. I'm doing all right. Just, trying not to freeze because apparently we had an excessive cold warning last night and we had to lock up the chicken and make sure no animals were out.
Yep.
It's going to be
it's
26
getting cold out
degrees here on Thursday, but
Wow.
That's
Damn.
awesome. We broke 40. We hit it was like 41 degrees at like 6:30 when I left the house this morning.
that's cold.
Mm.
Yeah, it's pretty cold. That's pretty
Yeah,
cold.
you can start to see your breath around 40.
I mean, yeah.
I had to bundle
my
up
truck
today. It
needs
was
a
like
little bit more
75
time to warm up.
degrees. Freezing.
Houston
fuck.
down there,
Friends
jeez.
down in Mexico. It stays warm in Mexico year round.
Oh man.
We
No, we just
definitely
been
want to make
chatting
our way to
about,
Texas this year or next year. I think that's on
Yeah.
the list for next summer.
Come on
Texas
down.
has a great metal scene.
Come on down.
Oh yeah, man. Texas
Dude,
has
Dallas,
some really
Houston,
good
Austin.
shows.
Dude,
Woo.
those scenes pop off for sure.
We
For
did
real,
have
yeah.
fun in Texas. Texas
We
was a
had
good time.
What's weird is the towns in Texas that we had fun in. We had we got down in San Angelo and Laredo. That's like where shit
Laredo,
popped
we
the
had a
fuck
good time.
off. Yeah.
Nice.
Laredo's way down south, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were looking at
super
Mexico.
south. We were
Yeah,
on the border.
Yeah, you can see it.
You were ringing
Like
the
right-
Taco Bell.
right over the hill.
At one point we're in this show, there's like it's
Yeah.
like 100 cap room, pretty packed out, and we're looking around and it's like, oh shit, we're the only like white dudes here. Like,
Hell yeah.
whoa. Cool.
That's right.
It was pretty rad.
That's right. The hardcore Mexican metal scene gets down.
Yes.
We were like
It does
selling
happen.
shirts by like, do you want the white one or the black one? Negro or Blanco?
Yeah. So you gotta make sure your Spanish is good. You don't want to say the wrong thing.
Yeah. I almost
No,
did say the
we-
wrong thing, yeah. And it would have
Well-
been embarrassing.
Right.
Especially
Yeah.
considering I did take 2 years of Spanish in high school.
Depending who you're
Oh, that's
around, it
it.
may be a lot more than embarrassing, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They can
No,
ruin
it's
your
true.
2024, that'll ruin your fucking life.
Oh, God.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Don't get us
Yeah,
canceled
we've been
just yet.
bullshitting about your band, and he gave us the history of your band and how he got involved with you guys, and so there's a bunch of basic generic interview questions, nothing too
The
exciting.
generic, the
Yeah.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the-
for
the
sure.
I
easy
did not tell
questions.
anybody that you're a sloth on your free time.
Well, I mean, yeah. Only the real OGs know about that. Yeah, I like to dress up as a sloth and slap the bass in another project that we have.
So you were in what was the band name again?
Princess
Uh,
Kitten.
Princess
Monsters?
Kitten.
Princess Kittens, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you were in that with him. That's cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good time. We definitely got to, we got to jam with really good friends and just like take out our like, I don't know. I presented to Tyler. I was like, what if we literally just do the like Chuck E. Cheese band from hell? And just make it like, because I had totally had this idea of like, what if we took the Chuck E. Cheese band up on stage and just like made it
Dude,
a death
that message
metal
thread
or
was
like a
wild.
death metal band? Like it was. And as soon as we kind of like understood what we were trying to do, it kind of like, oh yeah, I think we could do that. And everybody started just like shopping Walmart. It was like right around Halloween.
It was,
and
yeah.
everybody started just shopping, and like we had our first gig at was it the Tahoe? It was like was it the Sweater Fest? It was probably
Yep.
the Ugly Sweater Fest in
Ugly
Tahoe.
Sweater Fest in South Lake Tahoe.
And we had 90 days to like just put together whatever we could and just put together a set worth of music and have costumes.
Yeah.
And Tyler
We'd maybe
busted
written
ass
2 songs
and
at that point. We're like, let's play a show.
yeah, we're like, okay, we got this. Yeah,
But no,
and
we had
played a
listed
show.
some real players, like, and some real songwriters. Like we threw it together like some gangsters. It was awesome. Like we wrote a full set of music. I don't even think we were doing any ATA covers on that one either, huh?
No, I think
No, that was
did.
all
Well, actually, no,
original
we had
stuff.
one. We had one. I think we had 300 that
Oh,
was
we're
on
still
there.
playing 300, okay. But
Yeah.
we're
But
not
other than
talking
that,
about
yeah.
Princess Kitten. We're talking about the Bush.
Yeah. You guys asked, we answered.
Hey, I asked. Yeah. So you obviously play bass in Greybush, correct? Am I following that right?
I do play bass. I play more strings than our guitar player, but you know it's okay. I make up for what he lacks, and he writes the riffs, and I bring the fucking groove. Yeah,
That's right.
That's right.
That's right. Somebody's got to bring the less is more. I love it.
Oh,
I
Tommy,
mean, you know, I mean, I play a little bit more, but
you
not,
might be able
not
to
too
add
much.
to this conversation we had earlier. They asked earlier
bring it.
about bucket list bands to tour with. For us, like who would be a great band for us to hit the road with? I had said Lamb of God and Hatebreed, but you brought up having more strings than Jake, and that makes me think of who would be the most ideal band for us to ever be able to play a show with. It would be Sepultura, or not Sepultura, but anything Max Calvera.
Yeah, and I was when you brought it up, it's like for sure if Sepultura decides to do, because I know there's been
Well, not
a lot of
I
talk
didn't mean
online.
Sepultura proper, but you know,
Well, no, bro, have you been on this?
I have not.
There's like Andres has been trying to push out, hey, let's get back together, let's hang out and jam. I don't know if you guys have been aware, but he's been reaching out and trying to like say hi to Max and Igor and just say, hey, let's just let's see what's up. And if that happened, you know we would want to be on that. But at the
Yeah,
same time,
fuck
like
yeah.
that's bucket list of like original lineup. Like let's get as many of those heads in there as possible. But also,
anything
I mean,
Max involved would be a bucket list for Jake.
yeah, but also I really think that, like you said, doing an all shall, if we happen to like just have them come up, but also a red chord. If red chord came through, and if we were just sloppy enough to be up there and just be getting down with it, I
That's
think we
what's
can make
up.
that happen. That would be tight. That would be
That's what's
tight.
up.
Hell yeah.
Because that's definitely like
Good answers.
my favorite band all time. I already told them earlier, Tommy.
Also-
I already told them earlier.
If you can't tell, we
I
all
went balls
really
deep
like
talking
the
about Guy.
the red chord, yeah. Oh my god, there's so many stories of dudes embarrassing themselves in front of Guy, but you know we're not gonna go there.
So I noticed you guys did have a Sepultura cover on your latest EP album.
We
you
did.
know, and so like,
Yeah, murder.
oh yeah, that was awesome. You guys did a really good job with that. It sounds
Thank
killer.
you.
So,
Thank you.
For sure, the
Yeah,
first
no.
time I was listening through, I was like, my eyes like lit up. And then Brandon, he goes, "Did you catch the Sepultura cover?" I go, "Dude!" Like immediately, my eyes went straight to the, to like, did the album end like already? And then I was like, "Oh no, this is just they're playing it, man. That's great. I loved it. I loved it."
Yep,
Jake
yep.
insisted on doing it very faithful. We were playing it live, and it always got a really good response. So we were just like, it fits with the tone of all the songs, and like the way that the album artwork all goes together. It just fit with everything. So we're like, fuck it, add it in.
Sweet. Was there
Who gives a
like
shit?
one member that was just like, guys, let's play this song, or are you guys all collectively like Sepultura fans?
We're all Sepultura fans, I would say.
I
Well,
think
maybe not
so. I
Tommy.
think so.
Yeah, I don't know,
No, no,
Tommy. Yeah, you are
I
okay. Yeah.
definitely am. Oh yeah, no, there's
I mean, I
definitely
think we're all
times.
fans of different eras of
Right.
Sepultura. Like, I'm a Chaos AD dude
Oh
through and
yeah.
through. I think that Arise might be the album for Jake and Simon. What's up with you? Are you a Roots guy, Tommy? Because that's very heavy bass.
Man, I mean, okay, so I am a huge Soulfly Max Cavalera fanboy for
Love
sure.
Soulfly, yeah.
I saw them when they opened for Pantera back in the day
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
2000, what,
2000.
2002?
Yeah.
We were there,
2000,
man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
we
yeah.
saw that too, Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will say that there's a deep place in my heart of like calling in sick, like from school, just like, oh, Dad, I can't go to school, and like having a friend who hooked me up with the Sepultura like VHS. I don't know what live VHS it was, but and I watched that and the Pantera Vulgar videos,
Dude,
and I
that's
got
what
to
made
stay
me a
home
metalhead,
sick,
man.
and I got to
Fucking
just
vulgar
watch
videos
the
right there.
craziest stuff. So like I definitely had a huge Sepultura upbringing along with Pantera, and then later got it like Metallica for sure was up there, but then it got into Meshuggah and a lot of the like European metal that just kind of shaped a little bit more of my metalcore slash like I don't know. I have a little bit of blackened in me, but not very much tendencies, I guess you would say.
Same.
Had a
Same
similar
here.
journey.
Sammy says, yeah. If you don't like At the Gates, I mean, I'm sorry. That's
Dude.
the
No, yeah, like
Swedes,
in
Dude,
high
those
school, I was
you gotta go
obsessed with
for
all
it.
that,
Like
all that European.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with all that. And I got
what's
really into
that
black
album?
metal for a long
Sun
time. Like
something? What's the album? Sun?
Slaughter of the
Something,
Soul.
something, I don't
Slaughter of the
know.
Soul. Why was I saying Sun? Slaughter of the
Yeah,
Soul.
Slaughter
That's
of
the
the
name
name
of
is
the
Soul,
Slaughter of the
album.
yeah.
Soul. Yeah.
I'm
Dude,
King of
it's
dumb.
good
Arcana.
stuff.
That was like the only CD we had in this van in Arcana the entire time we were there.
The
It was
only
Slaughter of the
CD.
Soul. Yeah.
I feel like that and Carcass Heartwork. They just kind of like for some reason when I think of one, I think of the other. Like I guess I just got into them both at like the same time. So like I just think
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them as like this duo out like these duo albums that just totally shaped at least like the direction I went with what I listened to in metal. Like that just
hmm
helped me take a deep dive. But Pantera was my like holy shit, that is awesome. Like I like metal now.
And,
Yeah.
well,
Vulgar
see, and that's the thing.
videos. The
Like you
vulgar
said,
videos made me a
it
metalhead.
goes in different waves. You can set yourself aside of like, okay, I really like this band because of this, and then I heard this band, and then I heard so it's always like the most extreme, but then you kind of like veer off on these sidetracks, and it's like for me, like it definitely started just really getting weird. Like everyone's into all the like extreme death, and then all of a sudden you start getting into like really weird, like like Primus and like
Like,
fucking
thank you,
Porcupine
scientist.
Tree and Thank You Science. Yeah, and then you start like and Between the Buried and Me, and you start really getting into like prog metal. And then like I heard Dream Theater, and like everybody, like my dad made fun of me so much. He's like, "Oh my God, that band sucks." Like, "Oh, and it's like, "No,
Mhm.
you don't even know." But it's just that you start getting into the other auxiliaries, and for me, like that's where I just really stuck. Like I was a hardcore kid stuck in a prog kid's body. Like I don't know, like
Oh yeah.
Well, so Tommy, why don't we back up just a little bit and you
yeah.
talk about some of those bands that kind of got you into metal and some of your influences, maybe even if they weren't metal, that got you playing bass.
Oh, I'm well. See, and bass. That's the other thing because I started as a guitar player. I had a guitar as a kid and started playing classical music, playing trumpet and brass instruments in school. So like I learned music and started just teaching myself guitar. And I bought a bass in high school and never played it, and sold it to another friend who ended up playing it, and then just spent all my money on guitar gear until I failed two or three times in a band playing guitar, and then started playing bass for all the bands who needed a bass
Tommy,
player.
what band made you want to play guitar? Get to the nitty gritty of it, because we all want to hear it. I know the answer, and I want you to say it.
It's Metallica,
Fuck
for
yeah, it's
fucking
Metallica.
sure. And
First
for
4 albums,
me,
motherfucker.
so, and I will tell you, it's a controversial album. The album that got me into Metallica was not what everybody thinks it is. I want everybody to tell me what they think the
Does it start
Metallica
with an L?
album is.
Sing
Does it start with
it.
an L?
For sure.
Load.
Start with an L?
Load.
Does it load?
I know
It
it
is
was
load.
load.
Zoomy got it.
Yeah.
Zoomy got it.
I
Yeah.
said it first. I said it first.
So-
It's gonna be
okay.
Black Album. Are you
Okay.
kidding
I said
me,
it
bro?
first.
Yeah, no.
So-
So what
I didn't
happened
even know
was,
that.
and here it is. So check it
Maybe
out.
20
So
years.
no, dude, my dad won a copy of Load on the local radio station, and we played that fucking cassette. It was a cassette. Like, for those of you who don't know what cassettes are, back in the day, there's a little thing after 8 tracks that actually had more than 8 tracks. And then you could actually like play them, and they would rewind you, like, and then you would like play them again. They're like VHS, but for audio. And I got a V8, or like the cassette of Load, and I played the shit out of that. I almost wore it out. And then I slowly went backwards, and I started getting, I got Kill 'Em All, and then Ride the Lightning, and then Master of Puppets, and then I got And Justice for All, and then I basically said, what the fuck? Wait,
Yeah.
I can do this. And then Justice became like the pinnacle of what I wanted to do. And then I tried to be Metallica era
Same.
Justice for probably a good 10 years. And then, like I said, every band did not work out. And then it was a metalcore scene and all of this, trying to play Metallica riffs. And then all of a sudden, all the metal bands in Sacramento were very incestuous. I don't know if you guys knew this or have heard, but there were a lot of like crossfades. Everybody was playing with everybody. So my band ended up, having members that played with Tyler's band, and I ended up playing in another band of Tyler's, and then we all started sharing, and then eventually they needed a bass player, and I said, okay, well, I think I could play bass. So I started actually playing bass and not just, playing guitar bass. So that became thing. It was probably like 2012, 14.
Really became like a bass player when that became like you figured out the right stance. You started bruising your thigh when you would play. I would say that was like 2015.
Yeah.
But you've been playing bass with us since like 2014, I think.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things that came up, and it was an opportunity, and I didn't hate on the fact, because I had made another friend of ours switch to bass from guitar in another project, and I saw the damage that it does. But at the same time, I was willing to take that, and I was willing to be the scapegoat for the band.
He mentioned a guitar player that he turned on to bass. It was for Alter Beast.
No.
Cool.
Oh,
cool.
it wasn't? I thought you were talking about Mikey, Big Mikey style.
No, bro. Fuck that. No, I'm talking about Benji. I'm talking about the Wild Bengo. I'm talking about my guitar player. Oh my God, yeah. You don't even know this.
I don't even know this.
Oh, I gave you a bass player that was actually my second guitar player.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That's why you guys loved him so much.
Yeah.
And
Or
that's why we
hated
do
him.
these, man. Everybody learns on the podcast.
I'm learning stuff from this guy. We've been friends for almost 20 years. Like, this is crazy.
Oh, easily. Yeah. Right now it's going on almost 20. It's like 18 years or something like that. Yeah. Which is, that's what happens. That's what happens in the music scene.
Wine.
Goes back quick.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Well, so yeah, enough. Let's see what we got here. I'm vibing. Let's go.
So, Tommy, I want to hear from your perspective.
go.
How did you feel about the music video shoot for Palace of Doom?
Good question.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like we got enough accomplished in our small little corner of the world that actually, like, it was a good time. We had a really cool venue. I don't know if he told you about the venue. It's been a spot for us
I
for a
actually didn't
while.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a skate park that is an indoor slash outdoor venue in Arcata, like just outside of Humboldt proper. Or yeah, it's Arcata, at like Eureka, and it we throw shows there. We play with DRI. We've like had tons of major like shows come through, but we get to just hang out there, and we built a set inside the big skate bowl inside the pool.
Is it
And we
the concrete parks north of
well,
town? Is that what you're
No,
talking
no,
about?
this is
no.
a warehouse
So
indoor
there's
park.
one by a disc golf course. There's the
Yeah.
concrete spot in Eureka by Cooper's Gulch. That's actually by
Okay,
the disc
I was
golf
thinking the
course.
one just north of Arcata. Okay, never mind.
So there's one there, but then if you go in our like just outside, there's an
It's almost
indoor
like by
spot.
Samoa. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's by the Redwood Curtain. Whatchamacallit, the brew house.
Cool.
And out there, it's just it's out on the road. No one's bugging you. Everyone parks outside and just rolls in. You get like 300 kids out there, and it's a good venue. But we ended up just building a set inside the big bowl inside,
Yeah.
and we just had a good time. We had it to ourselves. We got to just do our thing and rock out, and it became just like probably one of the best shoots that we've done, like front to back, because we got to do it ourselves. We've had help with other people in the past, and we've done other videos either live or just in a studio setting, but this was us doing it. We had our guys doing it. We had all of our buddies. Our buddy James, who is still our homie, he's helping us out doing all the other stuff. He's up there on the board doing camera work, but also doing all the like other just logistical stuff. He's been a huge integral part of this. But
it was a legit setup. He had like a video village for us and everything, man. It was like a legit
no, for real. Like
film,
it really, yeah, it really did feel like we had a family setting, just doing work. Like it didn't feel like we were shooting a video. It felt like we were just hanging out with the homies, just doing practice. Like it was kind of weird. It was in between a bunch of shows, and we had a day off, and we're like, let's just do the video on the day off. And we're like, okay, cool. It's just another practice. So
yeah, we knew I was going to be in town, and we wanted to make good with the time that I was going to be there. And so I actually, that's one of the reasons that it's not coming out for a while, that we still need to send it up. We need to finish tracking everything and send it off audio wise. But I knew that while I was there, like, we need to push things forward. And so I actually pressured everybody to make a video.
How long did it take to record?
I kind of bullied everybody to it.
Well, we had everybody. We had four shots, double. So we took about 8 hours.
Yeah, it was about 8 hours.
To do
We did
everybody.
about 8 shots.
Total?
We had about a month and a half from like concept to me being there. About 6 weeks, where it's like, we know I'm coming into town. We have this song written, but we haven't actually recorded anything yet. Let's get a demo going. Let's make sure everything's like, to a click track on time, so that if we film it, whatever we record afterwards will still match up.
Well, we had just
and
written
then
the song.
We'll
too.
track my
It's a
vocals
brand
while
new
we're there
song.
too, and nothing
Yeah,
vocally was written yet. So like at that point, it was just like, what's the song? Like, who knows what anything's gonna be? But like, I did a few versions of a concept that I kept sending to them, like I told you guys earlier, with like spiders from around my property and stuff. And by the time we got there, we knew everything we wanted to shoot, and that made it so smooth compared to previous shots where it's like kind of like we're trying to be loose, but we're also talking about what we're going to shoot. And instead of this, it's like, no, we want you to stand here. We need the light to be this way. We're going to build, we're going to put a tarp up over here so that we can get absolute blackness and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, we were on our game more than we had ever been before in any shoot we've done before. So like I said earlier before Tommy was on, I don't want to like hoist our own petard or whatever the phrase is. What is it?
Be a Jean-Luc Picard. You don't
be
want to
Jean-Luc
be a Jean-Luc
Picard.
Picard.
We don't want to be Jean-Luc Picard. I don't want to look like a retard. But we're really happy with what we did, and like have like we're maybe rightfully, maybe not, giving ourselves a pat on the back for what we've like visually put together so far, and we can't wait to show people.
No. Oh, absolutely. No, we're excited to get some new music and some new visual stuff out, because that's been a big thing for us the last year, is try to figure out, like, media wise, what we can do visually and musically to really just kind of push our boundaries, like not necessarily the boundaries, but our boundaries. Like we're going to push harder to be outside of our box, but we're also going to like take it upon ourselves to be sufficient and do it ourselves. When we proposed doing the video, it was a big thing, like, hey, if we're going to do it ourselves, we have the resources, and we went for it. So we're excited to actually have it done and to spend the day doing it. And then we've had several weeks and revisions after that, and everything's looking awesome. Like, we're pretty stoked about how it's actually turning out.
Yeah, I'd say with what you guys were sent today, that's like a 95% where the video's going to be, about like 40% of where the audio is going to be. We're going to send that off overseas and get it pumped up and like get a real good mix and stuff. Yeah. It's not even the final tracks what you guys have heard yet. So get ready, because it's going to sound fucking brutal.
Wrote the song, said, hey, let's do a fucking video, and just went for it. So
we're definitely going to send it to the same people that we sent our tracks for A Never Ending Search for Justice, because the dudes that did that, our buddy out in France and his homie in England, they killed it. Alex, I don't know the editor's name, but Alex, our mixer, and the guy that did our masters, the Ghostology is chef's kiss. I love what those dudes do.
Did they do both of your other EPs?
They did. They did. This is Punishment. They didn't do the first. They didn't do the first one, Symbiotic, but This is Punishment and A Never Ending Search for Justice it's both Alex that did that. Mm-hmm. The dude's the coolest.
Yeah,
he's been so helpful.
I mean,
This is Punishment.
He makes us sound good.
Yeah, they sound great. Like it's super solid. It's full. It's got a really strong sound to it. Plus, with the music itself, it's like the songs are awesome. Like I've been enjoying. Like I've been listening to the shit out of it for the last like two or 3 weeks. Like I hadn't been familiar with y'all before, but like. I'm glad I am now, and I hope y'all do come down to Houston, because like, I'm fucking loving what you guys are doing. I'm looking forward to.
We've been to Houston before. We'd love to come back, man. It was a Thursday when we came, and it was a rough night.
Did you, Lance? Did you tell him about Houston? Do you want to tell him?
No,
about
I
your
didn't.
Third trip to
He said he was from Houston, and I kind of just cringed a little bit.
No, dude, you know what? I'll tell you about Houston. Every fucking I'm going to Cytotoxin. It's on Thursday night. Devastation on the Nation is tomorrow. It's on a Tuesday. Atoll Magnetar are also here on Thursday night. Like it's Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday, and Thursday. Like we don't get Friday and Saturday shows. So
it's like the old Ace of Spades, where they would just have shows every night, and you would just you would crawl through the week, and you would just barely scrounge together enough change. Yeah.
Well, like you'd expect, we were set up for Friday and like in Dallas, and then Saturday in Kansas City. But what happened though was we had this band Mouthskin on the show. I don't know if you're familiar with Mouthskin.
I am not. Nope.
Oh, well, they didn't play. They pulled out last minute, and we had one really good local band. But I don't think they were from Houston proper, because they brought a couple people, but not really. But we'd never played Houston before, so there was no reason for people to hear of us, and so we were kind of leaning on local bands to bring anybody. And yeah, we had 4 locals on, and 2 of them dropped last minute, so it was like a 2-band show.
Oh damn!
By the end of the day.
Do you remember the venue?
Yeah. It was called Arcada.
Oh. Okay.
It was in the strip mall. It was in the strip mall by the Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
And all I could remember is that I had
in the middle
food poisoning.
of the suburbs.
Man, I'm not sure if
And
that one's still around. That might be one of the
I
ones.
had a broken hand.
It was
wasn't
like
nursed yet.
probably a 300 or 400 cap room. It was a big room, huge stage.
Oh, it was a huge room with a
great
big
sound
stage.
system.
Yeah.
The angriest sound guy I've ever met. That guy fucking wanted to kill
hang
himself.
on. Tyler, hang on. Have you ever met Claude?
Ah.
Have you ever met Claude?
Oh, I've met Claude.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So second angriest sound man you've ever met.
I've seen Claude smile.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see this guy smile.
Okay,
I did not see this guy smile.
It's closed permanently. According to Google, it's not open anymore.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it gone?
Yeah. that
Not
was in-
surprised.
Oh, I'm glad I got to
Cyprus.
play it while it was there.
I was working with the promoter out there. He was a cool dude. I think his name was Tim. I think it's Pit Stomper Productions or something like that. He was a really friendly, nice
yes.
dude.
That
I
was-
got nothing against him, but like really the kind of band we are, he should have put us up in like a bar, dive bar kind of situation, something that's like, you know, like a 70 to 150 room, not a big old place like that. Like it was kind of weird, you know, and like some do you guys got like small dive bars that have like local draw and stuff like that?
Oh, there's a couple of good places around. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's kind of what we more thrive in when we're on the road in places that we haven't played before. You know, if we're playing somewhere that we're familiar with and we got a little bit of a draw, it's a different story. But
Yeah.
you know, not every place can be Salt Lake City.
Right.
Fucking Ace's High Saloon. That's one of the best
This is
fucking.
like, you mean South Lake Tahoe, Lance?
No, I said Salt Lake City.
You mean South Lake Tahoe?
Well, South Lake Tahoe too. Most recently, yeah.
No. I mean when you called Salt Lake City South Lake Tahoe 3 times in a set.
I did do that. That was the first
Yeah,
time we
you
were
roared
there.
for a minute.
Oh, yeah, that's.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
See
But
how
no,
the next turnout is when
honestly,
you're
Salt
there.
Lake City, Ace's High Saloon is one of the best venues in the country. That's one of my most favorite
It's
places
so
we
good.
ever played.
It's one of my favorite places to play. I played there
I think
three
two
times.
or 3 times.
With,
I think
And that's Salt
yeah,
Lake.
definitely two.
twice with us and once with Exile on the same bill. But yeah, no, but I've got to. It's definitely a cool spot. Love it. It's got food. It's got drinks. It's a really nice stage in a good spot. Just it's in a spot in Utah, like in Salt Lake, where you actually want to be, like where you feel connected. You're not in the ski town. You're not in the hotel lobby. You're not hanging out in in the weirds. Like you're in the weirds, but
Yeah.
you're in your weirds. You know what I mean? You're not in the other people's weirds.
Yeah.
You're in your own weirds. You feel,
You can walk
okay,
to
I
a
can hang out with
restaurant
these
or a
people.
tattoo shop or a library.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like it's right across the street from a tattoo shop. And the funniest thing I remember, I think it was the first time we played there. We pull out and we like flip a U-turn right in front of the venue. And we notice there's a tattoo shop. We're like, oh, cool, man. There's a tattoo shop there. There's this. Okay, well, this is a pretty cool neighborhood. We'll be all right. And we look up, and there's a guy smoking a cigarette on the ledge of the tattoo shop wearing a Psycho Gorman shirt. And Tyler, I don't know if you guys know, but Tyler was happening to wear his Psycho Gorman sweatpants.
Yeah.
And he jumps out of the van and he's like, "Oh my God, Psycho Gorman!" And he starts just rapping with the local dudes out there, and it just feels like home.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Psycho Gorman. It's like Power Rangers on like some Cisco crack.
That's right.
I mean, Zoomy's ready. Zoomy's got it. He's like, bro, I know what you're talking about. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Absolutely. Actually, it's kind of cool. It reminds me of, like some of those old movies and stuff that almost have like a little gory aspect to them, but they're still not like, I don't even know how to explain it, but I don't know. It's almost like because he's like an alien or something,
Yeah.
and so
for sure. Oh,
yeah, I mean,
absolutely.
it's
Well,
so
he's
you know,
like a slave turned god that's been trapped for 70,000 years.
that's right. There is the
on the
70,000
planet
years time.
Gygax, but we don't really need to get into it right now.
The
Yeah,
lore,
it's pretty cool. You know, I was able to catch it
I'm
before,
sorry.
and I
These,
remember
these
thinking it
two
was
right
fun.
here are you're losing half the staff here. Let's divert.
Everybody's
I'm
like,
here to
I don't
keep
I'm
it
even
looking
in
it
know.
up.
line. Like fuck these
So
guys.
this is a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Psycho
it's a
Gorman.
crazy
Oh, it's a
Canadian
movie.
indie movie
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
it's all rubber costumes and shit. It's fucking great. It's like a
If you
10-year-old
like
girl and her
awful
12-year-old
movies-
brother find like a stone that controls like an ancient slave turned god that's like been trapped on Earth for 70,000. It's the
And how
greatest
many
thing ever
movies?
made.
How many movies have we seen where the stones cause problems in
You
some way,
know,
shape, or form?
At least
you would-
10 Avengers movies.
10
Yeah,
Avengers movies.
yeah.
Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones had the
At least
stones.
The Fifth Element?
The
At least
Fifth
10.
Element. Where are the stones? You know,
Yeah,
like
I can't.
no,
I've lost count already. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you
that's
just gotta-
regular.
if
Yeah,
I ever
yeah.
see some glowing magical stones, I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm just gonna be like,
Don't
that's
touch them. Don't
that's
touch
for
them.
the next guy. That's
But
that's
what if
somebody
it's
else's
your own
adventure.
stones that glow magically?
Then you need to
I think
go
that's called
dial
gonorrhea.
911.
Yeah, there's
dial
there. Yeah, you need to go to the
911.
ER.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
wait,
yeah.
no, you guys, I got it wrong. It's chlamydia. That's what it is.
Uh,
Oh man. Oh fuck.
That's when your
Don't-
stones glow.
they've been trying to make a comeback since post COVID too.
Wait, hang on. Post COVID 2 or post COVID as well?
Yeah. Also,
Oh.
Okay.
No,
All right,
we're
all right.
just getting into the big T's.
We're post COVID 1.
We're not quite into
right
we're
now.
not quite into Big T's new administration. We'll get COVID
yeah,
2
we're
in
still
a few years.
we're still post COVID one.
COVID 2's on the horizon. Coming
It's coming.
2026.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh man. So I got
COVID
a
2, the
question.
retribution.
I got a question for you guys. I don't know if you guys are even into it, but like I know Tyler has been just getting into video games again after a long hiatus, as I once did. But what are you guys playing right now? Are you guys playing anything spectacular? Do you guys have any like big preferences? Do you guys even play video games?
Greg.
Yeah, I just like had this like obsession with all the newer Assassin's Creed, so I just went through Valhalla and Odyssey and Origin and those.
Odyssey and Origin are my jam. I love those.
Yeah, dude, I ripped those. I probably put like 90 hours in each one, and then I just played Gears of 5's campaign this week just for fun. That was cool.
Nice.
No, I've just been dicking around a little bit. I mostly like me and Brandon are hardcore Call of Duty diehards, but honestly,
Yeah,
lately
yeah.
he took a hiatus, and I kind of am at the moment a little bit. Like I played Warzone the last few years hard as hell, like every day, But I don't know. I just got stale to me, man. It got stale. I'm kind of on a little
Yeah.
strike.
Oh, you
right
got
now.
you got to take a break. Everyone's got to take a breather. I mean, believe
I've never
me,
played
like,
Red Dead 2, and I'm about to, I
Oh.
think,
So
jump into
it's-
that. But I know it's a big
It's
commitment.
in my like,
yeah, that's
it's
my
like-
fear of it. That's my fear is the commitment.
So I have like a stack of all my like backlog, and then I have a stack of my platinums,
Mm-hmm.
and then I always go back to my platinums, because they're like I have Elden Ring, like right here on lock, just ready to go, even though I've fucking beaten it 5 times and I did the
Yep.
DLC, and I'm just like,
Yep.
what else do I do? But then I'm like, no, I want to go back. But at the same time, I have 20 games over here that I haven't played yet. But Red Dead 2, I put like 20 hours into, and then I'm just like, what the fuck am I going to do? I can't finish this game because I have so many other things, but then I can't go back. I don't want to do, like, South Park did it right. I don't want to do that fucking first level. I don't want to redo the first fucking level so that I have to go back and then re-enjoy that game because I don't remember what the fuck's going on.
I was like that with
Yeah.
There's
Fallout
so much
3.
in that
Fucking
fucking
happened to me
game.
with
Yeah.
Frontiers of Pandora. I got pretty far into it for a while, but then like I kind of was like I veered over into Spider-Man 2 instead, and then like was on that, and like by the time I was done with Spider-Man 2, I was
See,
like
I'm jealous of the PlayStation guys because I've always wanted to play the Spider-Mans and I've never gotten to. I play Xbox. I've always
they're
had it.
awesome, man.
I know.
They're
I know. They look
fucking
sick.
great. They
I
are
know.
sick.
The open world shit looks so badass.
If you're a fan of the S-Man, then go for it. Like, for sure, they are I would argue that they are
Xbox is getting
console
Steam
sellers.
soon, so I'll have access to that and like 6 Days
You
of
will
Fallujah, all
because
these games
they're not
that are,
always going to
all those
be
games
exclusive.
on there.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Okay, so here's one thing. Here's one thing that I'm super excited about. For a long time, I said, "Hey, man, Sony exclusives are tight. I love exclusives for Sony because I'm a fanboy." But to see them expand and let the titles just go out, let them go on Steam, let them go on Xbox, let them go on just let it go. You have an exclusivity window, that's fine. But letting it go out, let everybody enjoy it because I want you guys to enjoy God of War. I want you guys to enjoy, like you said, like I want you to enjoy the Horizons and I want you to enjoy the Spider-Mans, and for God's sake, I want Bloodborne remastered and I want Bloodborne on PC, god damn it. I'm looking at everybody.
You heard it right here,
I
folks.
see that.
Tommy,
Well,
I am
actually,
the Valkyrie
Steam
Queen. I am the
Xbox
Valkyrie Queen
soon,
away
so
from
I'm
100%. Well, the Valkyrie Queen and like about 20 fucking Ravens away from 100%ing fucking God of War. I'm not gonna fight all the goddamn Ravens. I'm not fighting the Ravens, but
let's go.
I got everything but
all about
everything but the Valkyrie Queen, bro.
The exclusivity. Let everybody play.
Bring them.
All right.
Hey, just, I just want to throw this in there. I downloaded the original Resident Evil the other day, so I could try to beat that again.
God, it's so hard to play.
Nice.
That's hard to play.
It's tough, man. I'm struggling
I don't want
this
to turn into a video game podcast.
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna be like, I hear that the Nintendo port might be easier to play than the other systems.
Yeah, the Resident Evil OG Resident Evil 1 is the hardest game to play. But other than that, if you don't know, go look it up and go try to play it.
Try to play that. Those controls, man.
What else are we doing here? So what is?
Well, so we are going to play a song. I know that we're going to get on a song. So so the song that we had talked about playing is the title track off the most recent album, Never Ending Search for Justice. I mean, it's a great song. And so we're going to give everybody a chance to listen to it right now.
Where
song
was
is
such
playing.
an amazing song. Such an amazing song, man. Glad everybody got a chance to check it out. Glad you guys, picked that one and wanted us to give everybody a chance to listen to it again because, I know it's not one that you guys had a video on, and I don't even recall it being a big single, but, we had talked, and this is a solid track, and so
Fuck yeah.
really excited to get a chance to show it to everybody and hopefully push it out there a little bit more, man, because it's a great album as well.
I think that song, it's got a life ahead of it. I think we might even do something to this day still, maybe like a visualizer video or a lyric video or something. That some to push it on all the platforms and stuff and give it a little more love. Because I really do think it's one of the better songs on the new record. It's one of my favorites for sure.
Absolutely.
The heaviness of it is something that was a little new for us, like bringing in the kind of breakdowns that I've always been pushing us to have, like finally getting a couple in there was really a really good feeling, when we were tracking it and hearing it and just like the big drop comes, just like, hell yeah, my balls are tingling.
Well, what do you guys see for the rest of yourselves for the rest of this year? What do you guys got? Any goals you're trying to meet for the rest of the year?
Well, I just got into bullying our guitar player into writing another song to be done soon because I got some inspiration. I really, really deeply fucking hate Elon Musk. And when people really like him, it kind of makes my blood boil a little bit because, billionaires are basically like the poison of the earth and he's like the worst of them. Sorry if you guys like him. I don't want to.
I never met him.
No,
I don't think that either.
Straight up.
I don't think that hard about it.
So somebody said online, I saw somebody say online that he saved free speech, and that kind of like drove me a little insane because social media isn't a platform for free speech. Those are companies that own those. They have the right to do what they want to do. That's part of America. And the fact that idiots claim free speech is taken away while they are pushing politicians that want to pull books from libraries is so ass fucking backwards. It makes my blood boil. And so stuff that makes my blood boil inspires me to write lyrics. And yeah, being a fan of basically a real life Lex Luthor is, I think, good enough inspiration for a fucking song.
That's awesome. I always say, anytime your blood is boiling, you got a song, man. You got a song in the making. Anytime.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's metal.
Yeah. Well, the dude is like openly hated by anybody that's known him for like more than a couple years. So I don't know. Like,
Could be something.
there might be something there, If you think everybody's the asshole, maybe you need to find a mirror because that might be where the asshole actually is,
I'm talking about the man in the mirror. Oh, that's too funny, man. Well, hey, I got actually just a generic California question. And this kind of came up in a conversation that I had with somebody not too long ago. But if you have two cars on the road and they hit each other, do you guys call that an accident or a wreck?
Two cars hit each other straight on.
Accident. That's an accident.
That's an
It's
accident.
an accident. Yeah.
No,
It's not
so-
a wreck.
That's
Two
what's
cars hit each
what's
other
funny.
straight on.
Or
Yeah,
just hit each other. They hit each other T-bone. They hit
That's
each
an
other
accident.
rear end.
That's an accident.
Well, I mean, there's
So-
an accident is like a side swiping. A wreck is like a totaling.
yeah.
Okay.
A wreck.
Okay.
A
They're
wreck
at different
is
levels.
FUBAR.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
glad because I need some clarity on
Yeah.
this because
Yeah.
I was told.
Wrecked is
I think a wreck.
an
involves an
accident is like
ambulance.
beep. Oh, yeah.
Well,
A
here's
wreck,
what
a
was-
wreck is yeah.
Here's what was funny is we always say a wreck down here. Anytime two cars touch each other, it's a wreck.
Oh my god. Oh no,
I had
are you
wreck.
kidding
I had
me?
wreck.
Oh my
But
god.
here's
that's
what's
not
funny.
wreck.
Here's what's funny is the
Yeah.
person said that I was talking with. They were like, "That's not a wreck. That's an accident." And I was like,
Yeah,
"What do you mean?"
yeah.
And I realized where they were from. They were from California. And I said, "Well,
Yeah.
duh, it was an accident, and this accident caused a wreck."
No, I
know everybody.
I,
Like, did they ever like? When were they ever going to do it on purpose? Hey, I'll see you after
That's a
you know
pretty
work
California
today, and we're gonna.
response, though. That's a pretty California response.
I feel like
yeah.
you don't drive away from a wreck, but
No.
you
But
drive
see,
away from an accident.
that was something I didn't even gather from it before.
A wreck is pretty severe. An accident is like, oopsie, I didn't put my signal on. It's like, but a wreck is like, dude,
you send an
call
ambulance to the
ambulance.
site of a wreck. You send a CHP. Well, you send a trooper to the site of an accident.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, so everybody heard it here. You know, a little bit of geographical language clarification.
the lingo. Get the lingo.
Yeah. Well, you
I
know,
also just want to put it on the record. Hella comes from Sacramento.
I was gonna say hella's y'all's word. I knew that hella was y'all's word.
That's straight. I've been saying that since I was 8. Hella
Yeah,
What does it say right here? What does it say right here? What does it say right here?
Yeah, that came out in like the 70s, man, and you're exactly right, man. Good old California.
Yeah. So, nah, we don't fuck around with that. But
So
no,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you know.
Well,
an
I want to
accident is a whoopsie.
encourage everybody, you know, to go out there as soon as the new song drops with the new video. Once you guys get everything finalized and you guys drop it, Palace of Doom. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Palace of Doom.
All right. So once
No,
that
it's
comes out,
actually Palazzo Doom.
Palace of Doom.
Doom.
So everybody has got to check that out. I know it's kind of anticipating for an ETA beginning early 2025. So make sure you guys keep that on your radar. Go check it out. And also that track that we just played, Never Ending Search for Justice, is a title track on their most recent album called the title track because it's the same name. So you guys check out that album and make sure you guys give all of those tracks a listen. And you'll also understand whenever you're going through there, you'll see the Sepultura cover, Murder. And then you'll also understand why we kept talking about James and making sure that he was still a homie, you know, because you'll find out. So check out the album because that's why we do this. We want people to listen. We want them to walk away and check out something new. I say it every time. It's like a broken record, but, you know, and to hang out. We like hanging out.
Yeah. It's all about family.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. The metal community, anybody outside of it, they have no idea, like, how warm and welcoming it actually is and just how much everybody loves just talking about that kind of music. So get out of the house. It's COVID's over. We're 2's on the horizon, but 1 is done. Yeah. So
we're working on that in the lab right now.
So, but you know, I actually. Oh man, you got it all.
Look at all those little fingers.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I have the same clock, I think.
So in case people are out there.
Sorry.
No,
Anyways,
hey,
sorry.
In case people are out there and they were listening to maybe just on Spotify or something and they did not see what was going on, we just got a tour of the room. And we got also a playback of the song, you know, from Star Wars while we were, you know, seeing all the Star Wars themed stuff in the room. So thanks, Tommy. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Welcome to my world.
Hey man, it's a great world to be in. This is why we do the things we do, you know, it's so we can be happy.
Hell yeah.
I actually don't have any more questions. I don't know if the other guys have anything. Brando,
gentlemen, I got to wrap it up for the evening. I apologize.
Yeah, no, that's
man, we've been going for like an hour and a half, a little longer. Yeah,
man,
it's
it's been
storm blowing outside right now. It's like
I got to take the wife to the airport about 5 a.m. So I'm stoked on that.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Do you know?" Yeah, all of our wives are coming in, and they're like, "Do you know?"
But I get my house. I get my house solo for 3 days though, so I'm straight.
Oh,
boys night out.
Hey, he needs to sign up for the Juggernaut.
Hey, put some towel down on everything. You know, you don't want to get your bare ass on the couch.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, everybody, that's words of wisdom that we can all walk away and
jerking off all over the place.
No, I wasn't saying jerking off. I'm just saying, naked, like
just being naked,
just
right?
being naked. Yeah. Bare ass in it.
Touche. I didn't know.
But if you're gonna
All
jerk
right.
off, hey, more power to you, brother.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man!
Zoomy,
All right,
this is a
anyways.
mature rated podcast.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
hope
There
so,
is.
'cause I've said some real wild shit, especially early
I
on.
always make sure and say not designed for children. You know, I'm not one of those weirdos out there. Like this.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah,
grown up podcast,
fully,
and sometimes you know
fully.
we have a little bit of fun, but we had a great time tonight, and I want to thank you
Radio
guys.
MA.
Yes, TV. Oh yeah, radio MA. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming out and just taking some time. Like you said, it's been, a long time. These are work nights for us all, so it means a lot. We had a really good time. Love you guys checking out your band over the last few weeks and really getting to dig in deep, and really just want you guys to keep coming out with the new music, man. We're loving what we're hearing, and so hope you guys continue to just grow. And
dude, thanks for having us, man.
Keep rocking the house. Of course.
Thanks for giving us a platform to talk about ourselves. We're like, I mean,
anytime.
I am a fucking motor mouth. I will never end. So it's a good thing that Greg stopped us, because
It's true.
I was ready to start telling some other stories that would.
He's having a hella good time.
I'm having. I also smoked a lot of weed, so it's hard to shut me up when I get stoned like this.
Oh man, well, you're just representing. That's all.
All good.
Yeah.
Smoking that
All right.
garlic grape, dog.
Heck yeah.
Tommy knows
Well,
what's
hey,
up.
Good.
You guys, y'all are awesome, and we'd love to have you back on too. So anytime you guys get a chance to free up, especially if you want to talk about something that's coming up, give us a holler, and we'll make sure to do another episode and talk about what's on the horizon.
Yeah,
So-
like I said, there's an Elon Musk hate song coming up, so we'll make sure to let you know about it.
So everybody, be
Right
ready
on.
for that too. It's coming. So
Oh, yeah.
well, hey, with that, thanks so much. Go check it out, guys. We're talking about Greybush. Don't miss out. Metal Block, over and out.
Later.